Well, let us begin. Make sure everything's good. It looks all good. All right. Let's get back into it. Where's my mouse? What? Um. Uh. Where's my mouse? What? All right. I'm gonna try to restart it. All right. Start it up. I have a mouse. I lost the mouse. Hey Jordan, how's it going, man? Why is my mouse missing? I guess I can live with it. It's not a big deal to not have the mouse, but that is a little bit frustrating. Alright. Let's go to where I need to be. Yeah, how you doing, man? I'm doing alright. Just not feeling super great. I might have just woken up too early, I'm not really sure. Uh, no, it's just that, Jesus, my voice. Where is it? It's just that I'm not feeling great, so I don't want to do the whole camera setup and whatnot, so I'm just gonna run it with just the game only. I don't like doing it, I just would rather do it. I didn't want to not stream today, but I didn't want to do all that. How is a cow out? Because he volunteered for death. That's not... Get back here. God damn. Oh man. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I'm thinking, because I installed Optifine and yeah, volunteered for death. He left his pen. You stay inside the mess of noise and chaos, and you don't end up dead. Most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying. It's like I can hear it in my voice and I can feel it in my throat. I don't know what it is though. It's just irritating me. See, inside this you get fed, you get lover. It's really a great life in here, but you don't wanna live there. Okay. I mean, this is probably the worst pen because I also attack you with eggs. Yeah, I installed Optifine and a map, which is super popular recently. It's the Minecraft, or not, it's the Harry Potter map, which looks really cool and I want to try it out. So I'm gonna guess that that's why I don't have a mouse, which is irritating. Like, other than in menus, it's not really affecting anything. But when I have to menu through all this trash, it's awful. Yeah, here. Cold season and flu season are going around as well as COVID, so everything. Nothing stressed me out when I didn't feel good. Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, I don't think I have anything that would tell me COVID, which I would think would be kind of the like shortness of breath or like fever and such. But I don't think I have any of those symptoms, just this throat thing that's going on now and just the general. Like I did have some achiness earlier, like earlier in the week. But it didn't persist more than one day, so I wasn't worried about it. Maybe I should have been. Ah, god damn it. Without the mouse, this is so obnoxious. Oh man. Hold on, did I not stand inside this pen to get all the XP? Did not. Let's try to get the levels. I think the chickens are the best for the levels, but the cows work too. Oh man. Ugh. Okay, let's... Do I want to go mining, or do I want to... I need to mine more. I also need to just get the, I need another diamond pick, I think. Because I want to enchant it, because I want to actually get fortune this time instead of just continually getting, screwed over. Isn't anything but, like, it's still going. Yeah. Yeah, cold season's definitely still going on, right? Like, yeah. I think it'd be ending more or less now, because the summer's pretty close, right? Hopefully it'll get better more. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, it just felt terrible. I think it was because I woke up early for a test that I had to take, but then I realized that this teacher didn't force tests to be taken at class time. He lets you take them any time during the day. So then I realized I didn't have to wake up super early. 42 degrees here. Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius? Because that's fairly cold if that's doesn't feel like summer. Okay, so Fahrenheit. Because that's real hot if it's Celsius. But that's within one of those ranges where you gotta... it was a symbolic logic class. So it was writing a bunch of truth tables. Just, if this statement is true or false, how does that affect kind of the logic of things? It's really not a hard class. I mean, the hardest part is trying to translate English into the symbolic forms. It's by far the hardest part because English is a terrible language, filled with misunderstandings and nonsense. Okay. Efficiency 4. I might just take that because I have 2 Unbreaking 3, and I should go for another enchant. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't bad, but I realized once I had woken up that I probably should have turned my alarm off for that day. Because there was no need to get up. Because there was no class, there was just the test. Then I felt terrible the whole rest of the day. Well, not terrible. Just not well. Can't read yet. I want to get experience. Do I have... Don't have the fortune pick still. There's only fortune 1 though. I think... Yeah, I'm probably gonna go grab quartz, because I still need thousands of quartz. I only have... Did I even finish the second row? No, I didn't finish the second row. I have one row of shifts done for this thing. God damn. It's gonna be such a big thing to get this finished. I have one row done completely, and then I have a second row that is basically done. If I remember correctly what I got done the other day. Alright, let's get this level, because what I really want right now is because each quartz gives me like, I think it only does one, yeah. I believe quartz is something you can fortune. So I really, really want that fortune 3. So that I can just get tons of quartz without as much work. Because when I did the calculations, I needed like 1,000 quartz to finish this build. Because of just how many comparators I'm using. Literal thousands. Yeah, because it's like it's 4 comparators per lane. Which there are going to be 20 lanes. Well, there's only 10 signal lanes. So that's already 40. And then you multiply that by 20. That's like 200 right there. And then there's another whole bunch. It's way too many. Yeah, drove all the way from home. Girlfriends and see today. 7:30 and drove till damn. Damn, dude. That's a lot of driving. I know. So I've been on a couple road trips with my family, and my dad, who usually drives, he refuses to drive longer than like 3 hours at a time without a break or anything because it's just super draining on him. So 12 hours driving. It's a ton. God damn, dude. That had to have taken it out of you. I am level 30 now. I think I got about a stack of quartz. Once I pick this up, maybe. Yeah, 64. I was exactly on. Stopped 2 times for gas and bathroom. Yeah, but what I'm talking about with a break is like he goes to sleep. No, it makes sense. But what I'm talking about is, of course, like a road trip, so it wasn't that we were trying to get anywhere super quickly. But even still, that is a lot of driving to do. It's nighttime, I should sleep. I know I lit up a bunch of area, but I should still sleep. Yeah. No, he drove, it was a 5th wheel trailer, so he could just take a nap in it. So we just pulled over for an hour or two, ate lunch, and he just went to sleep for a little bit in the trailer. Come on! I'm getting screwed over with these enchants. They're so bad. I can't believe this. Alright, that's a stack. I think I want more than 1 stack before I go back. Okay, I want to bring all that. I am going to want to bring a bunch of redstone if I can get it, because I pretty much ran out. I also need to build an axe. Another axe. Because mine's about to break. Because I need to go collect a crap ton of yeah, a crap ton of wood for some chests and for sticks, because there was way too many torches in this build. This whole thing is a little ridiculous, but I want to finish it. It's just gonna take me a long ass time. Tree's too tall. It's always so loud. Turn down the game. Dedication. Yeah, I mean, I find it fun, but like solving the problems and the like, and then if I finish it, it'll be awesome. Just a gargantuan structure. Because I've mentioned to you how big it is, right? Just the fact that it's 4 layers tall. The plan is 4 layers tall, 10 wide, and just all huge. Although I did figure out how I was planning to do the timer, or the clock and timer. It'll be much better than the other system. Because the other one is kind of terrible and just jury-rigged together. And I've actually given some thought to this one. Which is one of the advantages to doing it with survival, is I can think about each step of it longer. Because when I'm just shooting it all together just real quick, I don't think very much on what exactly I'm actually doing. And how much stuff I'm going to need for it. So like I already upgraded the well, I didn't upgrade them because the old way that I was switching lanes is definitely better. It's more efficient. Like it's size-wise better and all that. It's just I can't build it because I don't have any I do not have any sticky pistons. I don't know, dude. I don't think so, but I don't feel amazing. And my throat's been screwing with me during this. But how you doing, Rob? Doing alright, man? Quarantine treating you good? Yeah, just the sheer size of this makes me constantly want to try to improve it. Cause I knew I needed to try to keep it within I'm gonna have it's 2 a.m. Yeah. So alright. Probably I do have some school to get done that I didn't do today because not feeling well. But yeah, I'm probably. Yeah. Yeah. We haven't done DnD in a couple weeks, but we've been doing it on Roll20, so I haven't had to completely miss DnD, which is lucky. But it's different. Makes it a little bit easier to keep track of my character being a literal giant who enlarges to be a huge giant. My character's great, dude. She's a slag giant who is a Titan Mauler, so she wields a weapon that's one size category larger than herself. The weapon is enchanted with the ability Impact, which means that it deals damage as if it were one size category larger than itself. She's also, being a Titan Mauler, she can enlarge. She can cast basically Enlarge Person on herself, which means she can increase by one size category. And of course she's a giant, so she's already one size category bigger than normal. Which means that she is rolling when fully raged. She's rolling like 8d6s per attack, and she attacks with Sunder, which means that any armor or weapons or anything of the like is absolutely annihilated in the hit. But she does double damage to objects, so she deals double damage to an object. And then, because Greater Sunder allows you to deal damage past an object, if you were to, you know, if you hit an object and you're going to break it, you might as well let the damage hit the person, right? But rules as written, double damage should actually carry over. But my GM agreed with me that that's probably a little bit ridiculous. So it doesn't go over. It's just, you know, what 3 of those words mean. Basically, I deal way too much damage because I'm large, and I wield a huge weapon that becomes colossal, that deals damage as if it were gargantuan, which is the biggest size category in the game. The worst part is, there's technically an item in Pathfinder. I don't know how this went past any level of scrutiny, but there is an item in Pathfinder which deals triple damage when sundering. We agreed I should not have this item, but it's there. Oh yeah? You're over 8 feet tall? Because that's where the category starts. 8 feet, 8 foot to 15 foot. That how tall you are? Well, 8 feet to less than 16. And you wield a weapon of double sized? Yeah, because we've also looked into just how big my weapon is, and it's like the size of a telephone pole at full size. Just getting swung at your face. Smashing your weapon to pieces, which also explodes. It's great. It's a good time. I mean, I can't deny it. I haven't seen you in real life, man. So, you might be telling me the truth. I couldn't tell. Okay. Stacking some wood is not enough. We gotta get more wood. We need wood, because we need like 40 wood just for half of my my clock, or my counter, which needs to be able to count to 20, which should be easy enough. I only need like 20 items. And 40? Yeah, 40. 40 chests slash hoppers. With an additional 40 to take it back. Probably like 42. Sets of dice to fill the D&D void. My heart. And you're here. Sorry. You then added that your heart was added. My mistake. I shouldn't have assumed you misspelled heart. I'm so sorry. Another 20 sets of dice. Dude, what you gotta do is you gotta find those super cheap D6s that you can get like 4,000 of for like 20 bucks. That's what you gotta do. Then you can just bathe in dice. Sure, they're cheap and they're D6s, but you can have like 400 of them. Who doesn't want to have 400 dice? So, there was a time when, you know those sets of 36 D6? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. A couple of my friends started getting them. I think one of my friends had 3 sets and my other friend has 2. But while they were getting those sets, I really wanted to just pick one of those up for like $5 or whatever, like 200. I can't remember what the deal was on Amazon. But it was way too many for way too little. And just show up with a bag filled with D6s. Yeah. Just a just a massive like trash bag of D6s. Just be like, yeah, I got some D6s over the over the week. You like them? Stupid chickens. That really hurts my eyes. Okay. I don't need to kill these guys yet, so we're fine. Got enough wood now. I'm thinking. Calls those the guardsman sets? Oh, so like, yeah. So just like, oh, this fight has a bunch of enemies and trash in it. Here, look at all these guardsmen. And they're just hundreds of D6s that are super trash. But honestly though, I'm thinking maybe I need that because my hammer is also a triple damage critical weapon. So if I crit, that's 24 D6s and I don't have any of those sets, you know. But luckily we've only been playing in 40k roll tons of D6s. Oh, okay. Yeah, like my character is gonna deal or wield uh 8 of them when full size. But plus the fact that you're growing larger, so you get the stat boosts to strength from being large. Plus the raging stat boost from being large. I do like 40 damage minimum. It's kind of ridiculous. And I can destroy armor that the person was wearing to try to avoid getting hit. I mean, there's the disadvantage of the fact that, I mean, maybe we're fighting a monster or a god or whatever else, so maybe it's not super effective. Hey, chickens that actually get breeding. I didn't expect them to breed already. Also, give me the XP. Give me the XP. Okay, I need to go collect a bunch more redstone. Because I think I ran out, if I remember correctly. Even though I had a full stack of blocks. Still managed to run out of redstone. 2 yard sale a couple of years ago, and a dude who was there owned a gaming store that closed. So it's just a bunch of, sorry. So it's just a bunch of, like, tabletop game stuff for super cheap. May not bought the entirety of the dice sets he had. My friend has, his dad used to play, like, old school D&D, like the original one. So he actually has some of his dad's dice sets. Like, I think he has a few of them. But one of them is, well, at least 4 of his D6 in there are these, like, I don't know how to explain it. They're like glass and, like rock. They're rock and glass D6s. But they are the most imbalanced D6s I've ever seen. One of them is almost certainly going to roll you a 6. And the others are like, oh, always going to roll a 1. So, they're great. Been $1 per set. Damn. Good lord, that is a good deal. I mean, were they like the normal ones you see? Just the 7 dice sets? With the 2d10s, the d20 and all that? I do not know what a Chessex dice set is. Unless that is what it is. I don't know the name. Chessex. Or even if I'm saying that right. I'd guess so. Yeah, 7 dice set. Okay. Yeah. I have 2 of them. That's it. It's the brand? Okay. Yeah, I have 2 sets of dice. And they perform differently under different circumstances. I don't know why, but my dice... I mean, I'm sure you understand, because everyone who plays D&D ends up superstitious about their dice. But for some reason, my dice hate rolling initiative. They just hate the initiative. They just decide always to roll... Nice, diamonds. Look at that. Yeah, they just roll super trash, like 1s. Damn. I'm not gonna deny that I'm not jealous of that, alright? I mean, that sounds great to have that many dice. Sitting here with 2. Got my my gold dice and my blue dice. Those are my dice. I was below 6 in the order. Yeah, it's rough too. Like, so here's the thing. This current character showed up, right? We were like level 11, and then the GM kind of wants to get the campaign over with, so we're leveling pretty quickly, and it's a dimensional campaign. So it's basically we level up after any dimension that we finish up or plane. So we're going through planes pretty much once every 2 weeks or every week or so. But my character shows up level... No, I think we were level 12. Shows up. First fight we get into was against a bone dragon and a minor death, right? I roll a 1 on initiative. I have a -1 to initiative because I'm not a dex character. And immediately, the enemies run up, smash me with negative levels to the point where I literally just die of negative, or not, I don't die of negative levels, but I die from damage and negative level damage. So I instantly died upon first arriving without ever getting a turn to actually do anything. Then, so that world, but because I just showed up and I was on the plane of death anyways, I was just kind of like, the gym was like, alright, we're just gonna revive you here and say, screw it, you're fine. Like the god was just like, yeah, you're back. But then, the next plane we go to, right, does not have a combat because we actually circumvented the combat. Yeah. Oh, damage and negative levels is a rough thing to have. It's because negative levels do so much damage. Oh, they're the worst. I hate negative levels, at least taking them. But yeah. Then we get into this next plane, and we actually circumvent the combat, or at least my character doesn't choose to fight, because it was a philosophical thing of like, oh, we're gonna go steal something from this thing for an evil god. I'm like, yo, I'm not evil, which is hysterical because my previous character, who didn't die but left the group, was chaotic evil. So all my friends are used to me playing a chaotic evil character. And then I'm just suddenly the good guy of the group. Uh, refusing to go steal something for this evil god. We don't end up in a fight. I end up doing some stuff, creating a fake and all this kind of stuff. We end up leaving that plane. The next plane, there's no fighting either. So like 5 weeks in, my character, who is a barbarian, has not entered combat. So nobody knows how my character fights until like 5 combats in. It was great. Like 2 sessions after my cleric died, I'm playing a monk. Wait, you played a monk and you died to damage and negative levels? What kind of trash monk is this? We're in a lich tower fighting a shadow. A single shadow. There are like 6 of us and you did some punches and got crits on all of them. So me and my character are feeling great. Shadows crits all attacks on me. Went from max to literally no max to no max HP. Yeah. Yeah, no, I died in a single turn because both of them dealt negative levels. The bone dragon and the minor death did. And the bone dragon did a shit ton of damage. And the minor death, his attack did a bunch of damage, as well as having the added effect of dealing negative levels. So I just died on the spot. It was good times. Don't fall. Damn it. Since he's already an extremely high power level. Yeah, so there is something that's kind of, yeah, Lich brought you back to life. Yeah, mine was like the god of the inner planes between where are you gonna end up, basically, of death. It was like the plane of death deciding which heaven or hell type planes you go to. So it's like, okay, this god seems like they're the kind that would actually be able to just be like, yeah, you're fine. And I mean, you had a Lich, so obviously. Get out of my way. As a white, oh, dude. Oh yeah, dude. There's a creature you should look up. It's a Pathfinder creature, so you might just hate it. But it's called the Demi Lich. It is the most broken creature I've ever seen in D&D. Which just did a D20 of damage? How do you get a D20 of damage? I want a D20 of damage. There's nothing that does a D20 of damage in Pathfinder. That's upsetting. I mean, I've tried to figure out ways to convert damage dice to become D20s, but there's no way to do it. Just did 8d6 healing to allies and 8d6 damage to enemies. Could he do that both at once? Like, could he actually deal both of those at the same time? Because in Pathfinder, there's the channel energy ability, which you can use to harm undead or heal, but you cannot do both at once, which is always upsetting because it doesn't seem to make much sense. Like, why can't I harm the others and heal my friends at the same time? I'm built to fight these monsters. It's the same rule for both. And then my friend also made he made a pretty great character who was undead through the character creation thing, the like racial creation. But he was an undead cleric, so he actually did channel negative energy, and then he was basically a lich. Basically created a flower field in a radius. Also, is it broken though? Is it god tier broken like it is in Pathfinder? Because I've looked at this thing and it's stupid. I've had a few runs with him. Like, okay, so what you've just said means that it's not even remotely the same creature that it is in Pathfinder. Not even remotely. The one in Pathfinder just has an ability that it can use every round at 120-foot range. That is a will save. Or no, is it will or is it fortitude? Ooh, I don't remember. It's will or fortitude. And it's a DC 24, I think, or insta-die. This is a special ability, so any spell resistance you have does not take effect. And, like, you might say, okay, maybe I'm playing a monk or something, and I can totally survive that, because I've got good saves. Yeah, you made it. Now take 2 permanent negative levels because you made it, and you didn't die. This is reasonable, right? It's a completely reasonable creature. It totally makes sense that making the save on a spell that it can use every single round should leave you with 2 permanent negative levels. Like, honestly, it's the most reasonable thing. It's just 2 permanent negative levels. Which means that if this monster, at 120-foot range, it also has Wail of the Banshee, which is an insta-death. It also has, like, Fireball and a bunch of other trash. That it really doesn't need to have these spells in addition to this one ability. But it has them. It's fair. Let's just say we've never fought one outside of the hyper broken campaign. In which case, me being the GM, I decided not to have it use that ability more than twice. It used it on one person and they made the save, received 2 negative levels. And then the other one I killed. And then I decided I'm not going to use this ability anymore. Because it could keep doing it for free. It also can create a tornado of debris that deals like 66 every round, everywhere around itself. So you can't even get close to it if you wanted to. Or face the wrath of 1,000 sharp objects and bludgeoning objects flying in a tornado around you, ripping your health to shreds. Yeah. No, it's a fair creature, really. Yeah, it's so dumb. But yeah, no, 2 permanent. I still cannot get over the fact that it exists in the game. Also, guess the CR. Guess what level monster this is. Just take a guess. What level monster has the ability to insta-kill everyone in the party? What level monster would you guess on that? Because, tell ya. Yeah, CR18. That seems, honestly, right? Yeah, that seems about right. You'd most likely make the save. You might have someone who can deal with that. No, CR14. 14. So when the GM's looking through and doesn't know what they're looking at, and they're like, oh, hey, you guys are all CR11. You should be able to take something. Maybe CR3 above you. You guys are all pretty good. You guys got some strong stuff. No. No. You should be able to take a 14, right? Not the Demi Lich. Not the Demi Lich. You definitely can't take a Demi Lich. That's instant death. And then, there's even better parts, because if the GM wants to have some fun with it, there's a template for a Demi Lich. Which is that you take a Lich, and then you make a Demi Lich, and you give the Demi Lich the spell list of the Lich. Which means you can also have any spell a Lich has on your Demi Lich. Which is already stronger than most monsters at CR18. Oh, also it's immune to magic. I probably should have mentioned that. I almost forgot entirely. It's entirely immune to magic. Listen, I've played a little bit of 5e, and honestly, I kind of prefer Pathfinder. It has more freedom with your character building. Like, I explained that other than being a giant, which is home-ruled, everything my character is doing is legitimate. And we're even nerfing it slightly. Because I should be wielding a weapon that does 3 times damage, and because I'm attacking something you're wearing, I deal, basically triple damage to everyone. That's what I should be doing. So there's a lot of stuff that gets a little bit broken in Pathfinder. That you're like, you know, maybe you should nerf that. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It does not have Pathfinder Demi Lich, and that is a blessing to any society. Ah, dude. Like the only thing that makes the Demi Lich fair is that it's literally in the rules. It's written that it should not attack any group of people that doesn't try to take its treasure. Like, it's one of its abilities that it won't attack anyone unless they try to take its treasure. But that doesn't mean a GM won't choose to go around that. That doesn't mean they won't choose, hey, let's throw this at something. That just means that they shouldn't. Yeah. Other than that, Pathfinder's great. That's literally the one creature. In the Broken campaign, I did not manage to hurt most of the players with everything that they fought. Like literally everything that they fought was like 6 CR above them at the point that they were at. Everything. Except the Demi Lich, which was only 3 CR above them. It was the only thing that ever hurt them. Everything else, they one shot, two shot. They were too broken. By far too broken. We were also doing some rules wrong because it was like the 3rd campaign we did. But yeah, it was a fun time though. We actually got to see the Demi Lich, which was the horror that we had found in the books. Because we read those books like they are a religion. It's a little bit ridiculous. Also, if you actually want a good reason not to play Pathfinder, I'll give you it. It's called grapple rules. Don't play Pathfinder because the grapple rules suck. They're one of the worst things you can encounter. They're badly written, they don't make sense. Like nothing. It's so bad. I don't actually know what the grapple rules in D&D is. I haven't played enough of it to have researched the grapple rules, but if you're not going to play it for any reason, it's grapple rules. That's why you avoid it at all costs. So we did a modified expedition to Barrier Peak. There's a mega dungeon and a spaceship which is stuck in a mountain. Sounds cool. Damn, I just noticed the cows are just super loud even underground. If we were to enter, find a skull with a black candle. Sounds normal. Sounds like the kind of thing you'd pick up. Maybe you need it for a key later on or something. You just pick up the candle, you light the candle. This is totally evil. We should leave it in the evil cult tower thing. Fighter keeps it strapped to his belt. Yeah. Like I said, it looks like a key. It's gotta be important later on, or your GM would not have said that you find a candle. I mean, we all know this. It's not a surprise to anyone. Definitely not an evil thing. Fast forward a bajillion sessions. And what, it wakes up? Murks everyone? Or just you? Maybe 10 sessions away from the end. Oh, I need to toss all this stuff. Straight up has power armor. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm down with some power armor. We all got crazy stuff. Level 18. 6 of them. Yeah, sounds like you guys are stacked. Ready for endgame. Spend a session investigating loose ends. Cleaning up the things that you got. Skull. Yeah. Gotta clean everything up. Make sure there's nothing left undone. was not good. Not a good skull. Totally an evil skull. Bad skull that you carried around for ages. Hasn't caused anything to happen. Not a good skull, but I mean it hasn't killed you yet. So it can't be the worst skull. You decide to attack it. Now there's a Demi Lich. Yep, that seems about right. Make a grindstone. And then the Demi Lich proceeds to wreck your guys' face and make you remember why you don't stomp on good things. Realized for ages it was the phylactery, but no. Yeah. Yeah, obviously it's a Lich's phylactery. But now you just stomped it. I don't make a grindstone. That's totally fine. You don't need one of those. Slab of stone? Stone slab, okay. Yeah, that's not the guy who might be important for a Demi Lich. Definitely not. Okay. I got plenty of stuff to make this. If I remembered that I didn't have a mouse. A belt of cloud giant strength? Strength score was 27. Yeah. Especially on a monk, that's pretty good. Cause yeah, my barbarian has that, but I mean that's because it's Pathfinder and you're allowed to do stuff. Maybe you shouldn't, but it's fun. So who cares? Oof, silk touch. Yeah. Yeah, and then my barbarian gets stronger, but like I think she's at 27 right now, but Pathfinder, they don't have the same super limited stats that DnD does. So it's actually possible to do. I kind of want to do that. I'll have the levels to enchant this. Do it. Alright, we got a soak touch. I'm breaking 3, nice. So got plenty of diamonds. The only thing I want, so it's fine. Looks way of the open hand could make a save against an insta kill. Take 10d10 necrotic damage on a success. Make a save against an insta kill? So wait, was he now dealing 10d10? Or was that what he would be dealing to the monsters? I don't quite understand. Yeah, 4 attacks. Attack me at. Oh, okay. Damn it. Alright, let's just go for it. Efficiency 4, breaking 3. It's not bad, but I'm gonna break it. Don't like it. Give me that back. It's trash. Yeah, that's painful. Con save against instant dying. If you succeed, it's that. Okay. Yeah, so con save against instant dying or 3-shot. So, you know, if it happens twice, you're pretty much dead for sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I said, 3-shot. It can kill you in about 3 hits. And then he attacks you 4 times. No one died. Well, I don't believe that's what you said earlier. I believe the number was 0 on the number of deaths. I believe it was 1. But you know. But yeah, he also had to hit you. So it's not entirely like it's over, but I haven't looked into D&D monks yet. So I don't know what they're like. Yeah. They're so loud, dude. So damn loud. That's all that. Diamond's gonna go in here. It was a fusterclick, you know. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else. That just sounds like it's ripe for some good times. Can that level me? Wow, that did not do many levels. Get some good stuff. 64. Not gonna be bad, but it's not gonna be good either. God damn. Ugh. Yes, I mean... what do you expect? You stomped the Demi Lich. I mean, it worked out in the end. So that's all that matters, right? Said nobody died, which I think didn't include the earlier mention of you dying. God, my throat. So, I mean, it sounds like a good time. Sounds like a good time. Definitely not the party-killing, insta-victory of the Pathfinder Demi Lich, who is 4 CR less. Oh yeah, Monk Against the Shadow. Oh, that's right. There was the Monk Against the Shadow where you got screwed. There's a Rogue against the Demi Lich. God, I hate that I don't have a mouse. Okay. Very, very squishy melee rogue. So, a rogue. I think you're describing a rogue. Good old glass can. Indeed. Okay, I think I have the fairly good amount here to make that. I have... that's not enough redstone. Like a session or two after I basically found the Spartan laser from Halo. You found a Spartan laser? How? How would you manage this one? What on earth were you doing? We got... God, my throat, man. Talking feels terrible. That's full of gold, that's full of that. losing the location of my mouse. It's trash. Well, when you fuck around a weird ass spaceship, you find weird stuff. Yeah, I know. We were looking at doing a campaign once, which had like, so Pathfinder has a bunch of different add-ons, obviously, but one of them that we were looking at had is like basically a bunch of scientific stuff. It's supposed to be added. It's just a bunch of random like space guns and cyborgs and the like. You got stuff like power armor and laser guns, but that's all supposed to still somehow be balanced alongside just a dude with a sword. So honestly, none of it made any sense. So we never ended up doing it because it just didn't make a lot of sense. You're just like, oh yeah, no. This person is literally a cyber. They're mostly made of metal. This guy over here with a club is somehow stronger? Like, I don't understand. This person's using physical body to try to beat up a literal robot made of space material designed never to break. I mean, it's an impressive to hit. That's better in DnD, I believe. Because in Pathfinder, I think I have like a 30 to hit. Maybe a 20 something. Depending on if I'm raging or not. And if I choose to additionally take bonus like 6 to hit, or if I choose to like, you know, take the -6 or not. You know, because Pathfinder everything is substantially stronger. The highest CR creature has an AC of 25, so a 10 or higher on my D20 would hit. Yeah, no. Okay, so in D&D that's very, very good. Yeah, because I've played it a couple times, but I played one character, Molly, who was a nudist, a while back. I don't remember what class she was, or even how she fought, because those characters were ridiculous. And then I played Anton Moroni, who was just literal soldier man, who just mostly didn't choose to fight himself. He was a fighter with a bunch of combat tricks, so he just basically made other people attack again, or made people drop weapons or trip. That's all he did. And we only did one-shots with these characters. So I haven't played a ton of D&D. I think some of our group really liked it, so I think we're gonna probably play more. But we'll see what ends up happening. Am I level 30? Sweet. Alright, let's enchant this thing again. So like plus 17 to my stealth. I mean that's definitely good. Oh, there it is. There's the Fortune 3 pick I have been waiting for so long. I've enchanted these picks like 6 times just to try to get that. Efficiency 4, Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, of course. Of course it is. So we're gonna smash these two together so we get Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, Fortune 3. We got plenty of levels to do it too. Efficiency 5, Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3. Perfect. And a skill called Reliable Talent, which meant if I had proficiency in a skill, if I rolled a 9 or lower on the d20, I could treat the d20 as a 10. Minimum stealth was 27. Yeah, I kind of wish there was something like that in Pathfinder, because as it stands, Pathfinder has none of that. DC for an impossible check is 30. Okay, that pisses me off, by the way, because that has transferred over to Pathfinder. And in Pathfinder, I can just have like so in total you can get a 20 in like a skill. because you can only have up to your level. But then you can also add your stats, and then if you then if your class is proficient in it, or if your class is trained in it, you get a +3. You can then add a +4 from a single feat called skilled. You can then increase that +4 if you just put more ranks into the skill. So at 20, you have 23, but that's 27 already. And then that increases to like a +10, which goes up to 33. So the impossible roll is now a guarantee, as long as you don't roll a 1. And it pisses me off. Because impossible rolls in Pathfinder should be impossible. They should be like 45 or higher. It should not be that, oh yeah, I can do that. Like, honestly, I think a 50 is should be the impossible roll in Pathfinder. But it's not. 30 is. 30 is like, oh yeah, here, you can now look at the, you can know the stats of the god. You can know the stats of the final boss when you're not even, you've never seen him, nobody has. Yeah, that's fine. It upsets me, as you might have noticed, because it doesn't make any sense. Like tracking someone through a city using the survival track skill to track someone through a city across literal stone path. Not like, oh, track someone through dirt. That is only like a 25. The highest tracking someone could get, which is after it's rained through a river on smooth stone, is a 30. That is the hardest it gets to track someone, which means you can literally track someone at full speed that traveled through a river while it was raining, and it's on smooth stone, so there's literally no track left. 30. 30. It's fine. You can track anyone. At like level 7, you could track anyone anywhere and have no issues doing so. It's horrible. Awful. Unacceptable. But I still love it because it's D&D, man. It's similar to D&D. It's role-playing. Role-playing games are great. Honestly, more people should play them. Not enough people understand the joy. But it's so free to get 50 ranks in a skill. That's the problem. Like you're supposed to have it at the end of it. You're just supposed to be rocking those ridiculous skill thresholds. It's terrible. Yeah, I'm just upset because my character, Shadow Monkey Man, who is a summoner, which is one of the most broken classes in the game. I could explain why the summons are a little bit overpowered, but obviously, I mentioned earlier, he was chaotic evil, so he really liked to mess around and cause some trouble. So I had a friend who was a small elf girl who was our mentalist. She basically she goes into people's brains and then she psychic duels another person and they just fight it out in a mindscape instead of actually on the field, where she becomes actually usable, because otherwise she has a -6 in charisma, or not charisma, on constitution, which is not possible, but basically that's what she has. So we were trying to get into this one city, and we're trying to figure out how to get in, but she can read minds. So what we did is we put her into a cart, and I was walking around because I have the most strength and a carry weight of like 15 tons, because Pathfinder has some items, 2 of them particularly, that affect carry weight in such a way as to make it so you can carry like 15 tons. But then, so I realized that we're not getting anywhere just asking people questions on how to get somewhere. So what I did is I went to a slave and I told them that they needed to get this package inside this crate to the person we were trying to find as quickly as possible. They needed to get to this person as soon as possible. They're expecting it, whatnot. The package that included my friend. And my friend, after being taken away to the gates of the city, where, mind you, these people can see magic, and they were probably going to murder on sight. They then, my friend decides to break the dust of dryness that we had picked up. So we'd thrown dust of dryness at a elemental, a water elemental, and killed it. But that means that the dust of dryness was full, and it had like, I don't know, 20 tons of water in it, something like that. So my friend decides to just break that, explodes all over the ground, gets in huge amounts of trouble. It was a good time. Later on, we're trying to sneak into a city that is in the Shadow Realm. So my character being a Shadow Monkey, I fit right in. Nobody really questions it. They just kind of let my character through. I don't have to dress up. I don't have to hide anything. We're all fine. A couple of others are taking like alter self and such to make it in. But my friend being a small elf girl thinks, you know what? It's fine. I'll just go into a basket. A weaved basket that someone had outside the front of the gates. Or outside of the front of the town. And that'll be fine, because you can fit in that. And then, who's gonna carry it? Well, who has carry capacity? I don't know. Maybe the same monkey man who dropped you off at the nearest slave he could? Well, what ends up happening is, my character's full evil at this point, because they weren't when the first part happened. Or mostly evil. And decides to go rendezvous with the bad guys. And leave the rest of the group behind. Because, I mean, why not? They're about to get stuck. I have a small elf girl on my back, so I've got backup. We're fine. But turns out that our rogue has a survival skill of like a plus 30. So they're like, you know what? We're going to track you through a city full of people without asking people where I went, with like a 1 to 5 minute head start on my side, where I was traveling quickly in a determined direction. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They can track your footsteps over anything. So I end up getting caught and have to hand over the package. Man, still upset about it, as you can see. I don't believe I should have had to hand over that package to anyone. I should have been able to carry it into the evil people's lair. And they should have been super terrified the whole time, and it would have been amazing. But instead, they had to catch me. Also, it was weird that they even decided to look outside. I'm still salty. Still salty. Where am I? Y12. Well, okay. Actually, I should find the path back so I don't get lost. I think it's around here. Yeah, there should be a path. Yes. We'll mine this way. Okay. Yeah, it was annoying because it was like, how is this possible with only a 30? Like, because they rolled low, but their stat was just ridiculously high. But it was still like, that doesn't make any sense. Reality does not agree with this ruling from the rules. But it ended up fine. My character ended up being the only one not to get reincarnated. Well, one of 2 people that didn't get reincarnated after something else happened. Damn it. Why are there creepers? Why are creepers allowed in this game? I have a diamond sword. You can have that sword. I don't want it anymore. You peed on it. I accidentally tossed it out of my inventory. Like an idiot. Oh, I wanted him to blow up. Would have made life easier. There we go. Easy. But yeah. Role playing's fun. I think we're probably gonna have a session this Sunday. So we'll see what ends up happening. I think we were in combat last I saw, but I don't know what happened because I missed this last Sunday. And something might have happened. Who knows? Have I been here? I think I've been here. Yeah. Well, why don't you convince your group to just do it over Roll20? Because honestly, Roll20's not that bad. I mean, don't talk over Roll20. Roll20 is trash for talking or video. Do not use Roll20 for that. Use Discord. It's so much better. But, I mean, you can still have the session over Roll20. Have everything happen over Roll20. It works great. I might be one of the few people who enjoys it because I spend the whole time drawing lines all over the map. The GM puts down a picture of the god that we're encountering, and I have to draw something. And there have been some pretty good ones. So we had like a deer god. I drew some lights all over him. There's like 7 of us, and trying to actually teach everyone how to do Roll20 won't work well. I mean, it'll work fine. Just have everyone take the tutorial themselves. Just tell everyone to actually take and complete the tutorial. And if you do that, it'll work great. Because that tutorial pretty much tells you everything. Other than a little bit how to move with a ruler. Which is the most fun part, because you can screw with your friends by just repeatedly clicking Q everywhere. And your character will animate them walking a ridiculous distance across everything. Do I? Am I overestimating the abilities of your group? Why? What does your group consist of? Bunch of people who don't go on the computer very often? Like, what kind of group do you have? I thought D&D was almost entirely filled with nerds and geeks and people who are always on the computer. Or playing games with cards. Is it my prejudice showing right now? What is this? Because that's what my group is filled with. The only one who's not is my sister. Who's also the token female of the group. Full of idiots. But, I mean, I'm sure you could teach them how to use Roll20. It's real easy. Like, it's... Other than trying to work with the voice chat in it, it's good. And easy. You can even roll the dice there. And make life even easier. Although rolling real dice is more fun, but... I haven't been rolling real dice because I don't have 8d6 and I'd have to roll a couple dice over and over again. Considering I have 3 attacks, and then if we're hasted, I have an additional attack as long as I'm full attack actioning, and so it's... And my range being 30-foot reach, I'm always able to, you know, smack with my hammer, pretty much everywhere. Just get more dice. Dude, I want to, but that also costs money. So it's like, get more dice. Or not spend money. I mean, it's like $5, but... Or not spend money. Spend five monies, or not spend 5 monies. It's the question I'm always asking myself. Should I spend 5 monies, or not spend 5 monies? I'd argue that's what my whole life has been. At least the last few years of it. Sell my body. But there's nothing left to sell. There's only so much you can sell. And it's really, really hard to sell your body in a time like this. Especially if you have some weird cough cold thing. Who knows? Might be the Rona. Nobody's willing to risk it. No matter how much I try. What time is it? Okay. We got enough stuff. I'm gonna head over and start actually placing down more of this gargantuan mega build. It's gonna be a good time. Get some progress done today. Honestly, I made some good progress. Got Fortune 3 now. I can actually get a good amount of quartz every time I enter, which will easily push me towards that like 1,000 quartz that I calculated, because it's 4 per, and then I gotta do 10 per row, so 40 per row times 20. That's 800 quartz with an additional 4 times 40 is about 1,000 quartz in total that this whole thing is going to take. So, what? Wait, are you telling me I have a slime chunk? Or is this the swamp chunks? What was that? Hold on. Could I make life easier? Make life smaller? Use less quartz? And just replace it with slime? Ungodly amounts of slime? Maybe. I hear him. He's going away if I go that way. Is there here if I go this way? Is he in this chunk? Where's the slime? I hear the slime when I'm over here. I no longer hear the slime. Alright. Guess the slime left. Or died. Or other. It is. Which is why I'm gonna toss everything I don't need. Like these. Toss iron in there. Diorite, andesite. Drop a cobble. I think I want to take a stack or two, so just that much cobble. Don't need the coal. We want to take as much of this as we can carry. Which is pretty much all of it, so, alright. Now we run over, avoiding the, never mind. We sleep. We sleep. We're gonna sleep. Because I don't want to be running through the fields, potentially spawning creepers on top of my precious build. Listen, it's definitely nighttime. The sun, there you go. Sleep. Now let's go. Come on. Let's head out there. Continue this build. This horrible build. Why am I doing this? I mean, I know the answer, and it's just that I want to. Look at that. Look at how much I've completed, Rob. Look at how finished it is. It's so close to done. It's got like a row done. And that's like less than a 20th of it done. I only have to do that like 20 more times. It's gonna be so easy. Also, the fact that all of these are just the bottom layer. I need to build a layer on top of this. It's gonna be a good time. Actually, not one layer. I need to, so I need to make another layer of these and this on top. And then I will end up having to make 2 more layers on top of that. Because too much stuff. Alright, okay. That would be too much right off the bat. Okay, that's 8 chests. Now, where are all these chests going? Alright, right there. Nope. As you might notice, if you look over here, I clearly ran out of redstone last time. Redstone is one of the easiest and most common commodities you can get. Unless you're building something of this size. And then it is not nearly enough. The world is not filled with enough redstone for this kind of build. Okay, where's my dirt? Where's my dirt? Don't tell me I ran out of dirt. I guess I'll use cobblestone slabs. They should work, they're just the same as dirt. Just don't like using something else. That one is dirt. Just don't have nearly enough of these. That's too many. Although it would probably work, to be honest. To be completely honest with you, it'd probably work with less. Wait, that one did have dirt. Okay. So I've also got the redstone, so maybe I can complete these. So much. Yeah, I also need the cobble to put there and there, which I have now. I may have actually had it then, but who cares? It's the same as that one, I think. Right there, right there. Block there, block there. Block there, block there. Block there, block there. Alright, once this is done, I'm pretty sure that this will be the equivalent of... Hold on, yeah. This will be actually a couple of rows done. 2 full rows having been fully completed. Yep. That is 2 rows actually done now. Now it's time to keep going. Damn. Build all this trash. Let's toss the stone away. Well, some of it, because I still need some of it. The iron. The wood. I've got some comparators. And no reds. Okay, we got plenty of torches right now. Got some stone. Let's grab a second stone. Got the nether quartz. Let's grab... Go. Okay. 14 more of those. So we need a bunch more torches. So let's take another stack of stones, or not stone, wood, and make 2 stacks. That seems good. Okay. Couple stacks ain't gonna hurt. It is so obnoxious not being able. Okay, so it's stone that I need. Not being able to see where my mouse is. I mean, I'm managing, but it's very annoying. Okay, we're out of torches again. Good stuff. You know what you want to run out of. Damn it. Let's go in here. Okay. There we go, and there we go. Okay. Go there. There. Okay, we've now found all of the stack worth of quartz and converted it into comparators. We also have an additional stack and a half, stack and 3/4 of redstone torches. We will need some repeaters, so let's actually use the rest of the stone for that, or some more stone for that. 21 repeaters seems good. Okay, that's plenty. That'll probably be enough for now. All right. Let's begin work on the construction. To see if we can finally complete a 3rd row. Come on. All right, and everything else, when these signals go to the side here, I also need them to then go up because the next signal will be up above, but I don't know what that's going to look like yet. So I actually need to grab another chunk or so worth of stone brick slabs, which I should actually be able to do. So I got a stone brick. Also got 62 stone. Alright, let's see what that makes. Okay. I was like, wait, that made the right amount? How's that possible? It's not. That's how. Come on. Okay, we have 1 additional stone, which is really upsetting because stone brick is about 1 stone brick per stone. I have 2 spare stone and 1 stone brick, which would turn into the slabs. I think I had, yeah. I have you. Do I have any... kind of. Let's go. Let's just drop nice 16. So we got a stack of wood. Let's just, burn a stack of cobble. We should still have some cobble left over for stuff like the knot gates and the cutoffs and all that. Should be a big deal. But now we gotta go back into the water. Keep on constructing. Okay, actually I wanted F3 plus G. Want to know where the chunk stops. I'm gonna go over 2 lanes. Just because that's about the size of the whole thing. Crossing over by about that much. Which is funny because that's about the amount of space I gave to the other end of it as additional space. Okay, I actually need to be a little careful here. It's almost nighttime. We do not want to have any creepers spawn on this ever. Which is why I am... Holy shit. Okay. I tabbed out, sorry. Which is why I'm so paranoid about nighttime. If a creeper blew up this, it'd be terrible. Real inconvenient. A lot of time lost. I'd rather not have that happen. Why did those fish just swim up? Are they running from that drowned? Do drowned eat fish? Why is that school of fish acting so weird? Do not remember seeing schools of fish act like that one did. Alright. I don't know why it still says I have 3 viewers. It seems a little odd. When I know that Rob has probably left according to my viewer list. But, oh well. We'll get this thing done, and then we'll go to bed. Because it is getting late. Man, I want to start streaming earlier. It's just school and then, school and dinner time really caused the issue. Because I don't make my own dinner most nights. I did tonight because some meeting or something. But most nights is the family dinner time. So it's not like I can usually just skip out on that. It doesn't seem right. To be like, oh, I'm streaming. Like I would every night. I mean, I already eat faster than everyone else does. So it already might seem like that to them. But I mean, I just eat fast and I don't want to sit there waiting for them to all finish their food. All these slow eaters. Okay. Should be 5 long. Yeah. So we did not have even remotely close to the right amount there. But we are crafting more. We're burning a couple. Let's toss these out. 26. We need 2 more. If we want a nice even amount. But we're okay with that. We get 4 more. Still not enough to actually do what we need. 48 is enough to finish this chunk though. Yeah, if I hadn't done those 2 extra on the edge, I'm pretty sure they would have filled this up. But I wanted those 2 because it'll allow us to actually build the entirety. And I can start building out. This will be 32 if I finish this row, so I probably won't finish these 2 here. I won't have to build much more for a while. Yep, that's correct. Won't have to build much more. That seems like honestly far enough. What is that, 4 chunks out? I think there's 1 more chunk that I'm going to need to actually build. Maybe 2. Considering that this is 3 in 1 chunk. That'll be 6, 9, probably 10 by then. I'm going for 20, so actually it might be double what I'm looking at here. I hope it's not double. Let's go. Oh, we need to eat. Why am I so slow? Well, I haven't eaten. Let's go collect the rest of these, however many there are. Get some actual bricks that I will actually use as bricks. Because I still do need them as bricks. Do this. We do not want granite. I don't actually need them, I just want them. Why did I bring the diamonds with me? I thought I put them back. Because I don't need the diamonds. I have no purpose for those diamonds. They serve for nothing. Okay, is this right? Yeah, that's right. And then this one here just goes off as well, like these ones do. These ones go off until the end, all the way to the adders. They're the fastest ones in the group, whereas all the way the 20th one's going to take forever, which might end up being a little bit of an issue. I think it'll be okay, but it could be a problem. Which is exactly what you don't want to hear. Right, granite's like trash, you know. Okay, let me actually go in here. We can grab that. Not you. Grab this out. Make another stack worth of chests. Which will be 8. Which we shouldn't actually need all 8 here. Because that, 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 that. Like that. Let's move that here. Oh, it's even easier. Without being able to see where everything actually is. Thought I was actually going to run into something that time. There it is. Okay. Okay. Like that. Wait, hold on. This is wrong. What am I doing here? I almost forgot that the way I figured out you had to do it, I figured that out over here, was that this one has to run into a block. So I actually need to remove all these because they're all wrong. And we're using a block to transfer it because to keep it this tight, we have to basically use every inch of space we have for allowing signal. It's a little bit ridiculous how crammed we end up getting everything. This is to avoid any signals interconnecting between each other. It works, but it is tight. Look at this. Look at this trash. Every single block, except that one, is just filled with redstone. All of it. Every single block. I kind of love it. Because we still need this one, which can't obviously connect there, and it can't touch there. It's such a tight thing here. See? That's what happens if you don't do it the other way. Gotta have that. Gotta have that. Nothing connects to this except that. Nothing pulls signal except what's supposed to. Oh. Got all those fixed up? Yep. Got all of them fixed up. Okay. Now to work on the next one? Or keep wiring this one? Oops. I am about to run out of redstone again. I think I put some in a chest. Actually, I realized I'm messing it up already. That one's fine. That one's allowed to do that. Because, like... Ooh, they're not quite allowed to do that. Allowed to do that. Like that. Because... There. Nope, that needs to be like that. There. Then We need that. We need it like that. What's interesting is I get to actually place these, making life a little bit easier for the construction. Nope, that's the wrong spot. Now we have the whole line actually done, and nighttime's fallen again. Good old nighttime. Sleep. Sleep, thank you. Three out of 20 are complete, man. Look at that. We got 3 lanes out of 20 that actually work. Brings a tear to the eye. So we got approximately 3 working bits. And 20 to go. Well, 17 to go. But might as well be 20. So this one we don't do that. Yeah. So, that right? Yeah. Yep. This. Ooh, hold on. No, that's not right. That, then that. On the edge one, we can do that. But on all of these ones, we actually want to do that. No, no, like that. Wait, hold on. No, it is next to it. I made a mistake. There, that's what happened. Right next to it. What am I doing with that? It's like that. It's under and up. That, and then tons of stone just to pass the signal properly. Still more stone. So we want it to kind of have a look so we know everything's working properly. So if we don't have a uniform appearance, we will not know what is broken. All right, 28 should be enough for a couple. Yeah, it should be enough for exactly 2 of these rows. If they were the full 10, but they're not. Okay. But still, we need that one. Yeah, because we're using double on each. Well, what is this? What is this garbage? Who built that? Oh, it's the edge one. But we don't actually need that. That's who built that garbage. Don't need to waste the block there. We do need these. Damn it. No, that one's not needed. Get out of here. We don't want anything excess because it's already excessive enough. This whole thing is already in excess. We're going to run out of redstone again. Redstone being one of the easiest things to get, we're still going to run out of it again. It's just so expensive. It's so ridiculous. Alright, and these. Introduce all that. Slap on these. And these to go with. Then introduce the redstone again, which is going to be another like 7 redstone dumped into this. I've already I've already massively decreased quantities of redstone. We got very close to running out. We need that. We need a lot more than just this. Because we need these. And we're going to need to also grab the more chests if we can make them, which we should be able to. I got another like stack or so. We need this to be located here. Right, yes. Not there. We don't need this one. There, 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 there. Ah. We shouldn't make these yet, but oh well. We do not have enough repeaters, it looks like. Don't think I have the stone to make more. And we want this one here, which means we do need these two still. So that's, yeah, 2, 3. We're out of repeaters. But let's finish what we can here. Well, we can. We do have a couple of chests. The edge case never has a chest. So this is actually unnecessary. Is that right? Yeah, I actually don't need to make this. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't need to make that. Because that's needed for passing the signal on, so I just need it like this. And then this one needs a chest. And this one needs a chest. With some granite. And some granite. Okay. What did that give me back? Nothing. Didn't give me anything back. Holy crap. This thing is insane. I mean, there is some progress being made here. Although it is seemingly rather minimal. But when this thing is done, dude, it's gonna be insane. Just to know that I managed to construct this. I managed to sit it out and actually finish it. That alone is gonna be very interesting. Know that I have the patience and the willingness to put myself through this. Alright. So once we got that done, there will be proof of it as well. So I've recorded every episode so far and posted it to a VOD channel on YouTube. Although the VODs are likely very boring, considering that I am most of the time talking to myself, this stream might be the most interesting. So I was actually talking to someone the whole time. As much of a miracle as that is. Look at that. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we actually managed basically 4 within that. And the 5th one... Actually, that's kind of like 6, isn't it? Hold on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's 5. But because these bits take up so much space, we're going to have a lot of crammed in, and we are actually going to be able to finish this. Because that's 5 in a total of approximately 1 chunk. So that's about 4 chunks. And because we've finished 5 in the second chunk, we'll be halfway or so into the 6th chunk when this ends. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So that's 5 there. let's say 10, 15, 20 next chunk. So 2 more chunks out I'm going to have to build for this platform. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do one more thing. Before ending, I'm going to make a bunch of chests. I mean a bunch of chests, like a full 4 stacks worth of chests, which is 32 chests. Then we got 15, we got 5, okay. We need 10 for the droppers for the next set of bits. We also need a time. And a bunch more hoppers being, we need 1, 2, okay. Then we need, actually we don't need chests for that. We need to actually make droppers for that. Okay. Okay, so I need to make a bunch of droppers, which is cobblestone. Which I have some. I put a bunch, yeah, I have a bit of cobblestone, not nearly as much as I'll need for this. But I will need a lot of hoppers. So did I actually put enough chests down for just these builds? No, I didn't finish this set. So let's finish this set with these chests. Oops. Almost missed that one. Would have been very annoying to try to bug test this. I mean, that's already going to be the most annoying thing. Trying to find where exactly I forgot to flick one of these on or I flicked it off a second time. Going back through, it's going to be a pain to fix anything that's wrong. I have to check every single one of the 1,000 comparators in this construction. Whew. Just thinking about it. It's already making me mad. Okay, so I need at least 20. I need at least 40, I'm thinking. So let's go see if we can do 25. How many can we get? Oh man, the iron. Okay, we got 25. So that's a total of 30, which is good. Because we're going to have a chest. This is going to be the counter. The counter may not need to go in that chunk. It may be capable of being in this chunk here. So I'm just going to design it. We've got this, which will be full of 21 or 20. Just 20 for now. And then, yeah, okay. So let's make one dropper. Actually, do we grab all 10 of the droppers we have, or do we just make them? Okay, I'm gonna see how many I can make. 0, because I have no redstone. Okay, we're gonna grab that. Toss the stone, slabs, stone bricks, iron. Okay, remaining chests. Don't need them. Okay, I forgot I had no redstone left, and that's why I stopped constructing on the front there. Okay, where's my axe? I have one. Use it. Okay. So we'll have basically like that with a chest on top. Nope, no chest. No chest. Okay. So it'll be like a block there, which will be the dropper, the first dropper of the line. Right. And then we'll have something that feeds into it. And then this here, actually we could do it on top. Never mind. I like the idea of having it on top actually, because then I can run the signal down below and have it work much easier. Okay. So we'll have dropper there, dropper there, or yeah. And that goes on way back there, but not important. There's there. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. 12. 13. Come on. Screw it, 15. We don't have the blocks to finish even looking at it. But this is going to be kind of what it looks like down a line. That is substantial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 5 more. And that would be the size of this thing. Right? And these would pump into the backs of them. So the way this would work is that essentially every single one of these droppers would be signaled at the same time to pass one of what they have into the dropper. Then the dropper, or the hopper, would then pass it into the dropper. And what's nice is that I can add a comparator to each one of these, and then a repeater on top of the comparator to make the signal go. Now, because this one right here is going to be like the core one, I can just have the comparator come off this one and have a NOT gate, and then have a loop that cycles through all of these to make sure that they empty out. It empties out all of these. Maybe it's a line from like the last one comes back. Yeah, like something. Power from the very last one would come back and add to a switch that this one flicks, and then this one only once that one turns off would flick the switch back over and stop clicking all these to reset the whole thing. So then we'd have, in the end, completed system. And then at the end here, where the other dropper is, we'll have the last dropper actually face up and go into a hopper that goes kind of like this. The last one will have a upwards facing dropper that faces into a hopper that faces like this. And then the hopper chain goes all the way down that way. Like that. So then once they're cycled through, they can flow all the way back down to here and be prepared to be dropped directly in here. In fact, we can, because this is where all these droppers are going, we've got the other 10 that we left behind because that's where they belong. We just dropped that, showing just how ridiculous the size of this is, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's only 14. That's not even half. 20 would be half of it. 20 blocks is half of the size of this thing. It's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So, constructed that much now. So let us end. Quit to the title. Go over here. Say goodnight. Hope you all enjoyed. I don't believe anyone stuck around till the very end, but anyways, have a good night. Hope to see you later.